I remain hopeful because of the giftedness of the Jamaican people, their warmth and creativity, their dynamism and indomitable spirit that have resulted in excellence in all sectors.
2020 was an eventful year for the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. 2020 witnessed several advancements in gender equality and the fight to end gender-based violence. The ministry signed a memorandum of understanding with the University of the West Indies Open Campus to conduct anti-sexual harassment training of managers and workers in the public and private sectors. Parliament made progress in its review of the Sexual Harassment Bill.
We have been receiving submissions from members of the public, and we will take each comment, critique, and suggestion into consideration.
The Bureau of Gender Affairs expanded access to information, making all its domestic violence brochures available in Braille.
This is the brochure, and this is the one in Braille.
With funding from the European Union, the $10.6 million Spotlight Initiative was launched to eliminate all forms of violence against women and girls. To strengthen that initiative, the ministry later signed an implementing partnership agreement with the United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA. And in a landmark move, Jamaica's first state-run shelter for victims of domestic abuse opened its doors in 2020.
The numbers for the shelter, 876-553-0372 or 876-929-2997.
Culture and Tourism partnered early in 2020 to mark a new dawn for Port Royal. In support of the newly opened cruise port, the Culture Ministry engaged residents in economic enabling training programs.
There are a number of artisans from Port Royal who have made jewelry, they've done batik, they've done chasing, they've done a lot of craft items, and they're now benefiting from what Port Royal has to offer by being able to sell their craft to visitors.
In February, 29 days of diverse island-wide activities were successfully executed in commemoration of Reggae Month.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
That same month, the ministry partnered with the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation to unveil the first mural under its multidimensional mural project titled Paint Up a Creative Space.
Artistic talent will be drawn from communities to reflect our identity, our beauty, our vitality, and to transmit positive messages and images.
It aims to use art as a focal point and attract visitors to communities within the capital city. Development work began at the Civil Heritage Park in St. Anne late in the year. And the ministry submitted yet another Jamaican cultural form, revivalism, religious practice of Jamaica, to UNESCO for inscription on its prestigious representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. One of the ministry's first acts for the sports sector in 2020 was to honor one of its modern stars. The statue, unveiled for two-time world record holder Asafa Powell, was the fourth and final under the ministry's Jamaica 55 Legacy Program.
I congratulate you, Asafa, for your magnificent talent, your endurance, and more than anything else, your humility.
To ensure the continued integrity of the sports sector, Minister Grange handed over the island's first ever National Anti-Doping Mobile Unit to the Jamaica Anti-Doping Commission, JADCO. Culture, gender, entertainment, and sport were all impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, but their parent ministry rose to the challenge. All athletic and entertainment events were cancelled in order to contain the spread of the virus.
It is clear that the most vulnerable players in the creative and athletic sectors need support, and we have been providing support in a number of ways.
A $40 million special support package was approved in July.
The $40 million is in addition to the amounts that will be paid to creative practitioners under the CARE program directly from the Ministry of Finance.
Work also started on the establishment of a new athletes management system and registry that will better assess the needs of athletes as they emerge from the pandemic.
I appeal to athletes, coaches, and other stakeholders in the sports sector to sign up to the registry.
For the first time in history, the Independence and Festival celebrations were held virtually, and the winners of the various national competitions were selected by popular vote. And the ministry made the festival song competition a global affair, as the top 10 entries were available for download and/or streaming on international music platforms.
By listing on these music streaming and download platforms, we have taken the competition to the world, creating the opportunity for the participants to maximize their earnings through their creative works. So every time there's streaming or every time there's a download, those participants will be earning. The writer will be earning, the performer will be earning, and the producer will be earning.
Under gender affairs, when the pandemic forced the temporary closure of the Women's Center of Jamaica Foundation, the ministry provided what is called dignity packages to the affected adolescent mothers and expectant mothers. Minister Olivia Grange also harnessed the combined power of her various portfolios to boost the country's overall COVID-19 response.
Our artists rose to the challenge and joined with my ministry, with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, as well as the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, in staging a remarkably successful telethon Jamaica titled Together We Stand, that raised approximately $60 million to bolster the country's response to COVID.
$2 million raised during the online and live broadcasts was forwarded to the National Health Fund to procure personal protective equipment for frontline workers. Despite its many challenges and setbacks in 2020, the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport made strategic moves to ensure the country is building forward together.